Dr.Sonic back with part 2 on the PS4. Alright, continue. What's the difference? Quick load. Load this data. Yes, we shall load it. We're currently about to see this this conference go down. From here. I could tell earlier by looking at the size of the very high energy crowd. The atmosphere was clearly different than Izaki's there for credit. The place was nearly full of crowds of scientists and people who wanted to learn about the cutting-edge technology. Victor Condria's researchers had published a slate of papers in Science Recently? That's weird. It's a weird name for a magazine. Maybe that's why. Were there any open seats? I found a single open seat at the edge, but when I looked at it, who was sitting next to it, I moaned. Oh. You again? Moeka Curie was there. She was speaking to no one, just typing endlessly in her phone. I'd once named her Shining Finger because of her incredible typing speed, and she was just as fast as ever. Who was she talking to? I didn't even want to imagine. I quickly turned away, looked for another seat. Dr. Leski... I swear to God, we pronounced this right last time, oh my god. Dr. Leskinen reached the podium at almost the exact instant I sat down. Hey, look, there's everyone's favorite lolly. There was a huge wave of applause. But when they saw the little tiny girl come up next to him, the applause faded into confused murmurs. Maho must have expected this. Her expression didn't change in the slightest as she stood next to the professor. In fact, when she took the microphone from the professor and looked around the theater, she looked like she just belonged there.
Ladies and gentlemen.
First, Dr. Leskinen began to speak in English. When he made eye contact with Maho, she began to interpret.
Thank you for attending.
皆さん、本日は私のセミナーに集まってくださって感謝します。ビクトル・コンドリア大学脳科学研究所のアレクシス・レスキネンです。専門は脳信号処理システムおよび人工知能理論になります。
Bro, what if I wanted to hear this game in English though? What if I wanted to actually hear him speak in English?
そして私は助手の比谷城真帆です。
Like you just hear mumbling in
同
the
じく脳科
background.
学研究所で教授の指導に沿って研究をしています。よろしく。
The crowd began murmuring again. It was the same way I responded when I met her. And that'll happen. Yeah.
では早速ですが、私たちの最先端研究の一端をご紹介します。テーマは人工知能革命としましては、これからデモンストレーションするシステムは、おそらく皆さんの想像を超えたものではないかと思っています。
Alright, hold up. Artificial intelligence, often shortened to AI, there have been many different definitions for this word since its creation. For example, some use it to refer to control systems with self-directed learning capability, while others use it to refer to programs whose thought routines mirror a human's. I just possibly either heard a gun or a firework go off, so that's also nice. Dr. Leskinen stood in front of the laptop that he had been placed on the podium and started to type.
このパソコンですが、研究所のスーパーコンピューターの一つと接続されています。あ、まだプロジェクターには映さないで。
One of the staffers was about to display the laptop screen on front of in the projections. Some hold up, guys. I'm just checking something. All right. Some kind of important program must have been booting up because Maho Hiajo had stopped them.
Sorry, this is all.
すみません、まだ開発途中なんです。非常に美的センスのないプログラムが画面いっぱいに溢れ返っています。
All right.
Honestly,
こんなチープなプログラムを見られるのは恥ずかしい。裸を見られるよりもね。
But what the hell? That is hilarious. That is legitimately
この中
funny.
にエンジニアの方がいるなら理解していただけますよね。
Oh, I think he's talking about like the coding and shit. Yeah, that would be pretty embarrassing. Some of the audience got the professor's joke and laughed. Yeah, that's a funny joke. I
起
mean,
動す
like,
るまでの間
I'll give you a quick
こ
coding's
のシ
pretty
ステム
embarrassing
全
when
体
you
の
actually
概
do
略を
mess it
説
up.
明しましょう
Alright. There was another projector in the center of the stage. A diagram appeared on its screen, and at the top of the diagram was a Japanese translation for the general audience. I can't read this shit. Okay, there you go. It put the thing right there. An analysis of the neural pulse signals relating to memory stored in the temporal lobe. Alright, so I already know what the temporal cortex is because I took psychology and I just fucking enjoy the shit out of that. An electrical signal that travels through a human's nerve cells. It's used to quickly spread information between cells. Okay. Yeah, that's what that one is. A part of the cerebrum located at the side of the brain. It controls memory, judgment, emotional restraint, hearing, and more. It's also used for accessing the hippocampus, which is on the edge of the cerebrum. Okay, I already know all that. I don't know about you guys. Shock! I knew that title well. In fact, I was sure I could never forget it. It was the title of an essay written by a 17-year-old genius and published in Science. Okay, is that the only creative name these magazine companies come up with? Oh my god. She had completely analyzed the nerve impulse patterns that govern human memory and used that to digitize the memories themselves into data. She had used that to invent the time leap machine right in front of my eyes. Though, none of that had actually happened anymore.
We've actually been featured in a
サイ
few
エンス
journals
誌に掲
recently.
載されたので
So some of you
ご
may
存知の
already
方もいるでしょう
be familiar with the project.
Bro, come on.
It was
Oh,
proposed by a very talented
これ
pretty
は
familiar looking.
私たちのチームにいた天才的な日本人研究者によって提唱され完成さ
Member of our team? Oh, I wonder who.
人間の記憶は大脳皮質とりわけ側頭葉に記録され
Oh,
ま
look,
す
another keyword.
いわゆるフラッシュメモリみたいなもの
I'm just gonna... There we go, cerebral cortex. The grayly colored external layer of the human brain. It only consists of I got my sentences mixed up there. It is only a few millimeters thick, but consists of over 10 billion neurons in countless layers. The central core governing sensation, movement, and mental activity. Different parts handle different functions. Yeah, that's basic
そ
science.
のメモリに記憶を書き込んだり
We
読
got a
み
new
出したり
tip
する
too.
の
Oh
が
my god.
側頭
Part
葉
of
に
the
ある
brain.
海馬傍回という部位になり
I swear to God, we're just getting a freaking science lecture right now. The hippocampal gyrus is found on the outer edge of the hippocampus. It is the part of the brain that controls memories and spatial recognition. It is responsible for spatial processing, as well as the sensation of being familiar with a situation or place. It plays an important role in memory encoding and retrieval. Alright, that's pretty good. It's always good to know these things, guys. It's always nice to have them in the back of your head. Dr. Leskini pointed to the diagrams of the brain and hippocampus on screen.
脳はニューロンと呼ばれ
Okay,
る
if you
細胞
guys do
の
not know
間
what a
を
neuron is,
電
what the
気
fuck
信
were
号
you
が
guys
伝
doing in
わっ
high
ていく
school?
ことで働いています
I'm only gonna just, yeah, if you don't know what a neuron is, what the
記
fuck have
憶
you
と
been
いう
doing
の
during
も
high school?
実はこういった電気
Memories
信号
are
の伝わり
actually
の一
just
つなのです
transmissions of these. Okay,
そ
yeah,
の
that I
働き
also
を制
know.
御しているのが海馬傍回と言ってもいいでしょう
In other words,
I think this is all mainly for the
電気
people
信号
who
が
don't
海馬傍回を出
understand
入りすることで
all of these
記憶は
things,
作られ
because I
てい
get the
くん
feeling
で
this
す
is gonna
ね
be important to the time travel mechanic and story
そこで
in the
マック
future,
ス
so
ク
they're
リ
just
スは
explaining how the brain works, and so that way you have an easier time understanding. Oh, okay. So, Kurusu Makasi.
この論文を書いた日本人研究者です
Oh.
and excuse me, I mean, Ms. Makise, one of our
牧瀬
research
研
assistants.
究員は考えました
You see here,
He came up with the
electrical
idea.
signals
Oh,
signal
what is
patterns.
this brilliant
海
idea?
馬傍回を通る電気信号が電気信号のパターンと大脳皮質の
Cerebral cortex. Why is she stuttering all of a sudden? She was getting confused. No matter how good you are with languages, interpreting for a long period of time has to be difficult. Oh, shit. Hold up, guys. I'm gonna quickly silence the computer right now. I cannot silence my phone because it's kind of broken. But, yeah, let's just try and power through with that. I'd once read an article on the internet that said that even a professional can't do it for more than 20 minutes. International conferences and live broadcasts from overseas were actually handled by a team of people switching off. Or maybe, was she having trouble because Kurisu's name came up? Oh. Dr. Leskinen saw she was having trouble and cut himself off. Okay, that's interesting. I could have sworn he was just speaking in Japanese there for a second. Yeah, that's weird. Analyzing power shoot. Able to complete data. Okay, yeah, so it is detailing the things I was speaking about earlier, how this is going to pertain to the story, because I'm assuming the reason why they were highlighted so that way we can get an idea of what the whole entire story is about. So, do additional combination of options. Okay, yeah. What was her paper? Yeah. Again with the horrible magazine name, I don't know what the fuck is up with that. Okay, so essentially, guys, if you do not understand the scientific blabber there, they're turning people's memories into code, essentially. So yeah, there you go. That's actually a possibility in the future. It's just we're not 100% certain on how to do it. So that's actually interesting. A wave of whispers swept across the theater.
This system allows human memories
to be stored and
on a computer. Alright. The whispers turned into a low roar. I see. So even after her death, Kurisu's research was natural that it would be. That was the basic theory for time leaping, which I had proved myself, even if I could never prove it to anyone else in the Alpha World timeline. My memories had been turned into data and stored on a computer. There was no doubt about that. What Dr. Leskinen was talking about right now was the basic technology required. Okay, so yeah, pretty much what I just said.
現在、私たちが行っているプロジェクトは主に2つです。1つは医療分野への応用です。
These uses it for medical. Okay, that could work. The slide on the projector changed.
こちらは精神生理学研究所と共同で行っているプロジェクトです。
The psychophysiology lab. Psychophysiology. Right, that's what it is.
コンピューターに保存した記憶データを海馬妨害を通して再び元の脳に書き戻すというもので。
Oh god, that Jojo English. The Jojo English, guys. Incredible. Someone who looked like a grad student in the front row shouted. Dr. Leskinen didn't seem particularly put off by the interruption. Maho continued in her interpretation.
You don't believe it? I know how you feel.
信じがたいですか。その気持ちは理解できます。私も皆さんの立場であればそう言ったでしょう。
He still looks like a JoJo character. I'm just gonna keep saying that this is JoJo's Bizarre Time Travel Adventure.
これが実用化できればどんなに素晴らしいことでしょう。例えば老化による記憶障害、アルツハイマーなど、そうしたものへの対処療法が期待できます。
Alright, that's actually good. Okay, hold up. If this is what I remember. Okay, treatment intended not to cure the cause of disease, but to alleviate its symptoms and relieve pain. Painkillers and fever reducers are examples of sympathamic therapy. Alright, so pretty much to yeah, that's good then. Alzheimer. Oh yeah, that would definitely help with Alzheimer's then.
Anyone's memories could be
患者の記憶をデータとして自動的にバックアップしていくのです。
To automatically back up the patient's memories as data. Yeah, that's actually a pretty. Holy shit, this is pretty good. Maybe the patient
脳内のデータを再インストールすることが可能です。
Reinstall
we could hope to focus our
それ
severity.
に
Oh
よって
god, that's where's the blue screen of death for when this happens,
私た
guys?
ちはそう考えていま
Blue
す
screen of death is just gonna wreck anyone who has this. Oh no.
Eventually, it would be
最
possible
終
to
的には
continuously
海馬崩
access
壊から
data stored on
PC
a
内の
computer
記憶データに
through the
常時
prohibited
アクセスできるようになるでしょう
So if the blame were to lose
そうすれ
significant
ば
functionality,
脳機能が失われた状態
Swing the
例え
brain
ば
functionality.
脳が激しく損傷したり萎縮してしまった場合な
the system would essentially
そのような状態でも
whatever part of the
変わ
brain
ら
was
ず
fired.
脳機能を
Yeah,
維持
there
でき
goes my
ます
phone again. Brain functionality. Yeah,
Think
this.
of it like an
あたか
external
も
drive.
外部ストレ
External
ージと
storage.
同じように
Okay, do we really need a vocabulary? If you do not know what external storage is, oh my god, no, that's self-explanatory. A strange feeling gripped the hall. Part of it was shock, and the feeling that they were witnessing the announcement of incredible technology. Part of it was skepticism that a system like this could ever actually work. Part of it was revulsion at the idea of playing around with a human brain like that. An excitement born of all of these passed from one member of the crowd to another. Dr. Leskinian raised his hand to encourage
I'm seeing some
questions.
of you have questions.
どうやら2つ目のプロジェクトをお話しする前に質問を受け付けないといけないようですね
I'll answer as many as I can. Go ahead.
できる範囲でお答えしますどうぞ
Alright. Many hands were raised. Of course there was. When you're talking about storing a person's memories on a computer and fucking being able to back them up, there's gonna be hella questions. I could tell there was a wide age range of people interested, both young and old, raising their hands. Dr. Leskinian pointed towards a questionnaire. This was their first question. Sampling would be required when digitizing analog memories. Does that mean any information would be lost? Let's see, sampling. The act of taking data at regular intervals. Yeah, alright, that's simple enough. The professor nodded as he listened to the question in Japanese and began to respond in English when the speaker finished. Maybe he was able to understand Japanese, if not speak it.
Let me rephrase that.
その質問を言い換えると
Put your question
You're
on the
talking
way.
about attempting to
オーケストラの生演奏を WAV のデータに保存する際生演奏のすべてを完璧に記録することはできないと
That's certainly a concern.
確かにその懸念はあります現在の研究で最も困難な問題の一つです
Okay, that's good. They're acknowledging that it's not
脳
perfect.
内のネットワークが
They're not just like
神経伝
dismissing
達
it.
物質の
Oh, this is gonna be a long ass sentence. Goddamn.
つまり
Network
二
within
進
the
数
brain.
的にデータのやり取りをしているのであれば簡単な問題でした
Yeah, that's 100% true.
After all, that's how
それ
our
は
computer deals
デジタ
with
ル
it.
データと同じことだからです
Same thing. Yeah.
Unfortunately, in the cerebral
しかし
transmission
実
substance
際に
and
は
signals are
伝達
much
物
more
質や
analog
電
than
気
they
信
are
号
digital.
は脳内でアナログ的に変化することが分かっています
So at present, the best
この
solution
問題に関しては
is simply to store data
今の
at
と
the
ころ
highest possible
より
sampling
高い
rate.
サンプリングレートでデータをサンプルする方法しか手段を持っていません
In musical teams, we could
音楽の話で
say
言えば
something at 48
44.1kHz よりも 48kHz 48kHz よりも 96kHz でサンプリングするといった具合です
Oh, that's interesting.
It's still digital data, of course,
それによっ
but
て
the information we
デ
are
ジタルであり
gathering
なが
is
ら
as close as
アナロ
possible
グデータ
to
に
analog.
近い情報を得ようとしています
Little by little, the mood in the room was turning to disappointment. Well, what the fuck do you expect, man? What the fuck do you expect? It's not like this shit's gonna be perfected in like 2 days. People were beginning to wonder that if this was really just a pretty theory that wouldn't work in reality. More questions came. All the questionnaires were skeptical of the professor's theory, and many of them seemed to be outright challenging him. I started to get upset. This was Dr. Lekinson's research, but it was also Kirisu's. I knew better than anyone that it worked, and the sight of so many people refusing to give it a chance infuriated towards the podium. ... Was she mad? She certainly looked disappointed out with the rude questionnaires, acknowledging the problems with his theory. She, on the other hand, was very different. Her anger was starting to seep into her interpreting, too. I felt a kind of...
医学的に無謀でしょう。 デジタルデータを脳に書き戻すなんて絶対に不可能だ。正気の沙汰ではない。サイエンス誌に掲載されたあの論文も読みましたが、にわかには信じられない。ましてや筆頭著者が若干17歳の女性だったとあっては。
That was the one thing I couldn't ignore. Oh, are we gonna start speaking? Objection! Oh, look, we actually finally speak.
Huh?
Oh, what is her face? Look at the cute face. Look at her face. It's just so damn cute. Oh my god, that is the best face ever. The two people on the stage and the entire audience all turned to me at once. How do you know it won't work when you haven't even tried? The world's full of technologies that people never thought would work. But they exist now because people overcame these problems. Criticism alone doesn't help anything. The whole theater went silent, but I didn't regret standing up. On the stage, Maho Hyojo was staring at me in shock. And as for Dr. Lexington, I saw a flash of white teeth as our eyes met.
He's very something.
Oh, what was that English? 10 out of 10, best English. He started to applaud. Huh? Why was he applauding? That just makes things embarrassing. Oh, we're back to the same cutout. Huh.
素晴らしい。彼はなかなか大したやつだ。ですって。
Maho translated the professor's words for me to hear.
ただし、科学者たるもの常に冷静でなければいけない。大声で怒鳴っていいのは実験が成功した時の。We did it!
Oh, there we go. We got the English.
それだけで十分だそうですよ。
Alright. I'm sorry. I lowered my head and sat back down. I thought I was calm, but I guess I let my emotions get away from me. I haven't grown up at all in these past 6 months. If Kurisu were here, she'd make fun of me again. I could feel the rest of the audience staring at me coldly. It hurt. If I could have left, I would have wanted to. But I was too interested in hearing the rest of Dr. Lekinson's talk to move.
And anyway, moving on.
それでは皆さん、そろそろ次に。でも、その前に勇敢な彼に拍手をお願いします。
Yeah. Oh, please. Oh no. Oh no.
彼のような挑戦者こそが科学を進歩させ、あっと驚くような理論を作り上げるのです。彼ならきっと第3のアインシュタインになれるかもしれませんね。
The third Einstein? What happened to the second Einstein, guy?
The second Einstein, of course.
ちなみに、第2のアインシュタインは、
The second
ここにい
Einstein
るち
is
ょっと
my
小うるさい私
little
の助
sister
手。
here. Oh, that's cute.
変なこと言うのはやめてください、教授。
Oh, the audience chuckled. I chuckled that too. Sheesh.
さて、ここで私はしばらく通訳をお休みさせていただきます。
Then I'm gonna take a break from
これから
interpreting.
私よりも優秀な通訳が登場します。これが
is this a
私たち
lolly
のチーム
too?
が今最も力を入れている2つ目のプロジェクト。アマデウスシステムです。
Yeah, why is she on the screen? When she finished speaking, Maho walked to the back of the stage. As Dr. Lankinson's signal, the PC screen was displayed on the projector. Then I heard a voice.
皆さん、初めてお目にかかります。
Oh shit, they cloned her! No, they cloned her! It's gonna become Terminator now! Everyone's gonna go into Ripperoni now! The murmurs got louder than before, but it felt more uncertain than surprised. On the screen, I could see a detailed 3D model of Maho, The girl who had just been
ちなみにこれ
interpreting.
は映画などで
Studio.
有
Is
名
this
な
supposed to be
ドリン
DreamWorks
クワーク
Studio?
ススタジオに作成してもら
Hold
っ
up,
たモデル
wait.
です
Yes, it is. Fictional, an American CG movie company. Oh no. Oh no, the Shrek. The Shrek guys. Oh no. Oh no, it's Shrek. Explains all the green. Maho Hyajo chimed in from the back of the stage.
声については私のボイスサンプルをデータベース
Well,
に
this
して
is done by
日
Japanese
本の
company
山名が作ってくれま
Yamaha.
した
My voice. Okay, what is Yamaha? Fictional, an instrument maker that was founded in the 19th century. In 2000, they began to develop and sell artificial voice software and DTM desktop music software for PCs. Okay, that's pretty cool. This was CG? Sure looked real to me. The professor said something into the laptop's microphone, and then the 3D model of Maho Hyajo on the screen opened its mouth.
私は比谷城真帆です正確に言うなら78時間22分前の比谷城真帆から派生した存在ということになります
Huh? If you listen carefully, you might be able to hear something slide off, but it sounded more human than any artificial voice I'd ever hear. It's much
先ほ
quieter.
どから
That's what I'll say.
皆さんの質問を聞かせていただいていました教授はどうして私を早く紹介しないのかとてももどかしく思っていましたよ以前から感じていましたがどうも教授は人が悪いようですねまったくだわ
Huh. Oh, we got 2 Mahos now. We got double the waifu, guys. Double the waifu right now. Ah, you gave me my phone goes off again. Okay. You see, guys, the reason I can't turn off my phone right now is because for whatever reason the button to switch it from silence to turned on is actually broken, so I really can't do anything with it. Maho Hyajo by the wall nodded in agreement. Dr. Leskine simply smiled. What was going on here? What part of this was their biggest project? The rest of the audience didn't seem to have any more of a clue than I did.
皆さんの多くは疑問に思っています
Oh, okay, it's Amadeus.
人間の記憶をデータとして取り出したりそれを保存したりさらにはそのデータを活用したりそんなことが本当に可能なのかとそれでは私は一体何でしょうか
Amadeus, I swear to God, I feel like I've heard that.
私は78そのデータをベースにして動いているのです
What was this? That was like 3 days ago? 3 days ago? What did she just say? The professor said something else in rapid English and asked the Maho on the screen to translate it. But she, if she was even the right word, hesitated and went silent. I looked at the real Maho. She was responding the same
教授
way.
今のは
Wait,
教
what's
授
happening?
今の発言はセクシャルハラスメントとして大学に訴えてもいいでしょうか
Is it alright if I report that sexual harassment to the university? Okay, guys, this is where we fucking leave this shit off right now. Okay, we're just gonna leave this off right now, guys. What was that? Perfect place. Sexual harassment is the excellent place to leave off on this video. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one for part 3 of this series. And goodbye.